Welcome to my IGCSE Maths tutor running through question 19 from November 2024, paper 1. As with all of these questions, you'll find that we will go through them. There'll be an I do where I explain it through how to do it, a guided walkthrough. Then we'll do a collaborative practice where you do a bit of questioning, then some independent practice where you get to do 2 on your own or 3 depending on the exercise. In this video, I've got some grade 9 5+ ones where you've got a slightly harder question, which is a bit more fiddly, then again a collaborative one to work through, and 2 independent practice. I suggest you work through these at your own pace because some of us will just want to get on with it, stop, pause and move on. Others of us, well, some of you won't be even listening to me now. So we'll just go on from other bits. So keep going, keep trying. And the key thing is to make sure that you've mastered this question so you can move forward. And this is my methodology for everything. You do a walkthrough, you understand how to do the question, you pick it up, you do it together so you think about the key points, and then you have some independent practice. Not too much, just enough for it to stick. And then if you need to do it again tomorrow, you can do it again tomorrow by coming back to the video, or as my site develops, there'll be follow-up questions you'll be able to ask. Right, so here is the question. Let's just get my visualizer so you can see it. Let's move it slightly higher, so you should be reading that. As soon as you're reading it, you're going, it's an arithmetic sequence, so you're going to turn to it. And you are told that that the sum of the series is 4395. So that's what all of the terms add up to, of the first 30. So 30 divided by 2 times by 2 lots of A, which is the first term, plus the number of terms, which is 30, take 1, equals that. So let's just tidy that up. So that's 15 times by 2A plus 29D equals 4395. Let's tidy it up even further. So we are told equals, I'm going to divide by using my calculator. One of the good things about IGCSE is it's all calculators, so it stops you making those silly mistakes that they make on the normal GCSE because you don't use your calculator. So that's the first thing that I'm told. So I've used that information. I'm going to call that equation 1 because I know I'm going to need to use that because I'm going to have a simultaneous equation. Right, then it says the sum of the 10th term, so the 10th term, which will be A plus 10 minus 1 times by the difference, plus the 20th term, which will be the first term, plus the number of terms minus 1 times by 20, equals 284, equals 284. So let's now tidy this bit up. So that's A plus 9D plus A plus 19D equals 284. So 2A plus 28D equals 284. So this is equation 2. So let's just write equation 1. 2A plus 29D equals 293. And equation 2 is 2A plus 28D equals 284. We're going to take 1 from 2 from 1, sorry. Write our little takes in. That gives me 0, that gives me D, that gives me 9. So I now know the common difference is 9. So using the common difference on equation 2, in 2, I have 2A plus 28 times by 9 equals 284. So 2A plus 280 take away 9. Sorry, 280 take away 28. 252, but I've used my calculator. That. So 2A equals 32. So A equals 16. Again. So I now know what A is, I know what D is, and I can go back to the sum of my series because we want the sum of the first 45, which equals 45 over 2 times by 2 lots of A, which is 2 times 16, plus 45 minus 1 times by my d of 9. Make my calculator look like that. Gives me 9630. Right, now let's just check, have I got that right? Yes, the sum of the first 45 terms is there. That's my help for you for work solutions. So now let's look at the we do question. Right, so focusing on the we do question. Right, what is the first thing you need to do? The first thing you need to do is think about what the first line is saying about the series, and that's that the sum of the first 25 terms is there, is 212. So can you use the formula to complete that? I'll just let you do that. So you should have written 25 over 2, 2a, because you don't know what a is. What is n? Yes, it's 25, so that's 25 minus 1 times by d. You tidy that up now. Hopefully you've got that. Now we need to form up the second equation. We've labelled that one, so how are we going to use the second one? Well, we know the fifth term. So how do we write the fifth term out? Well, the first term is a, and how many differences are there? Well, it's 5 minus 1 times by d. And what are we going to write for the 15th term? Well, that must be the first term plus 15 minus 1 for the d. And what does that sum together to equal? 170. Now I can see that this question might be a bit strange, and we'll find out in a minute why this question is strange. It's about the process of putting this in. So a plus 4d plus a plus 14d equals 170. So 2a plus 18d equals 170. That's equation 2. Now, we are still going to do 1 take 2. But those of you that are smart should be thinking, something's going to happen here, and it's strange. Equation 1 was 2a 24d equals 170. 2a take, so I'm left with 60, 0. Could that happen? Well, it's not really a series, but that's what the question said, so d equals 0. So if I know d equals 0, how am I going to work out a? So we know 2a plus 0 equals 170, so a equals 170 divided by 2. Which gives you 85. Now there is of course a shortcut on this, because you know every term is 85, because there's no difference. So you could just sit there and go 40 times by 85 to give me the answer. However, let's do it using the formula. The number of terms is 40 by 2. We have 2 times a, which is 2 times 85, plus 40 minus 1 times by 0. calculator. Now that was deliberately different, just to make you stop and think about the differences, but it's the process. Forming as two simultaneous equations and solving them. Right, so here's a question for you to do. Sorry, there's my answer. Question for you to do. Press pause. Well done, you've done it. Here's my simultaneous equations. There's my answer. 2010. Another question to do. Press pause. Well done, you've had a go. My solution. Next one. This is a slightly harder one because it's more fitly from my memory. It's harder than you would get on a IGCSE because of the values. Now, those of you that feel that you can do it, you can just do it. However, I am just going to talk you through this one myself. Again, I'm going to start. So, going quite quickly, 50 divided by 2 times by 2a plus my 50 minus 1, which I know is 49, equals 4025. So 25 times by 2a plus 49d equals 4025. So 2a plus 49d equals 161. Done that. Now what do we do next? We set up our simultaneous equations. So our 20th term, which is a plus 19d. Notice how I've been quicker because I'm smoother, because I've done this. I don't need to do the next bit. Plus a plus 34d, because that's our 20th term. That's our 35th term. That equals 173. So 2a plus gives me 53d equals 173. That was equation 1. That was equation 2. Because this is 173 and that's 161, I'm going to do this one, take that one. So I'm going to do 2, take 1. Down 2a plus d equals 173. Take away 2a plus 49d equals, so 4d, 173 is 8, or 12 is 12, so d equals 3. Got my common difference. Again, it's slightly trickier because of the values in this. So I'm going to work out a, so 2a plus 53 times by 3 equals 173. Gives me 159. Gives me 14. So a equals 7. So going back to the series, 50 divided by 2 times by 2 times 7 plus n 49 times by 3 equals 4025. Brilliant. Thank you. There we are. I've just done something wrong. I've not read the question. And that's what happens when you rush it. And I'm fine with showing mistakes deliberately to do this, because when you're rushing, because you feel you can do it, you cannot read it. My mistake. Let's go back. I should have used 60. Thank you. And in mucking up my mistake, I didn't correct that to make that 59. So again, when you're making a mistake, you need to check your work through. So I put that in, and my answer is actually 5, 7, 3, 0. Right. I would do that question. Another question. Do that. Now it's got a decimal in it just to be difficult. Do that question. Then do that question. Brilliant. Now if you've done all 8 of those, you'll find that you are nailing series with sums, which is really, really well done. Brilliant. Thank you.